Out the villains of the crypto emerge. Water's World is naming names. Let's start with the profiteers. Legendary hedge fund manager Bill Ackman went on CNBC March 18th and pretty much tanked the market.
Hell is coming. This was a feeling like I've never had. Like there's a tsunami coming, right? The tsunami's coming and you feel it in the air, right? The tide starts to roll out, okay? And on the beach, people are playing and having fun like there's nothing going on. And that is the feeling I've had for the last 2 months, okay? And my colleagues at work, okay, thought I was a lunatic. We need to shut it down now. America will end as we know it, okay? I'm sorry to say so, okay, unless we take this option.
His comments rocked Wall Street, and the Dow dropped 1,300 points. All hell broke loose over the next week, and panic set in. The markets continued to dive, making politicians scramble all over Washington, D.C. What we're now finding out, though, is this. Ackman made $2 billion on the crash. $2 billion. He shorted the market. He bet on it crashing, then pushed it over the edge on TV and cashed in on his $2 billion bet. He speculated, spooked, and collected. Now, we don't know if this was proper, but it definitely needs to be looked into. An update on another villain we told you about last week. North Carolina Republican Senator Richard Burr is being sued. He was the guy who went to a secret Senate briefing on the virus, told some insiders it would hit America very hard, then basically sold off his entire stock portfolio, nearly $2 million before the virus scorched the market. He made a lot of money at the right time, but didn't warn the public. I guess he warned his broker instead. So he got slapped with a fat lawsuit from shareholders, congressional insider trading. We'll keep you posted on that. Televangelist Jim Bakker's up to his old tricks. Remember, he was thrown in prison, defrauding viewers out of millions of dollars. Now he's back fleecing his followers once again. Bakker invited a quack on his show to pitch a cure for coronavirus. Bakker and the quack said the virus would be cured by a silver solution. You know, they peddled it just for the low cost of $80 a bottle. It's obviously fake, and the state of Missouri sued Bakker, the very definition of a snake oil salesman. Nancy Pelosi exploited the pandemic to push her radical agenda. She crashed the negotiations at the last second and almost blew up the relief package in order to shoehorn millions into left-wing causes. The Green New Deal, radical quotas, social justice regulations, and election shenanigans were just a few of the irrelevant items Pelosi tried to wedge in, having nothing to do with fighting the virus. Eventually, she was successful in getting millions for illegal immigrants and NPR into the bill. Shameless. New York City public officials belong in the Hall of Shame. You've seen them blasting President Trump, saying he's not leading, saying he's not taking the virus seriously. Well, Water's World looked back to see what these same New York officials were saying just weeks ago.
Life is going on pretty normally right now, and we want to encourage that. If you're under 50 and you're healthy, which is most New Yorkers, there's very little threat here. This disease, even if you were to get it, basically acts like a common cold. We cannot shut down because of undue fear.
The risk to New Yorkers for coronavirus is low, and that our preparedness as a city is very high. There is no reason not to take the subway, not to take the bus, not to go out to your favorite restaurant.
That was the mayor of New York City and the New York City health commissioner saying everything's fine, everyone's prepared, go out and live your normal lives. That was just a little while ago. It takes an unbelievable amount of you-know-what to turn on a dime like that and start pointing fingers at the president, who saw this coming before they did. A lot of people in the media have some nerve. Look at the Washington Post on February 3rd. Why we should be wary of an aggressive government response to coronavirus. Now the Washington Post is saying Trump should shut down the entire economy for months. And if he doesn't, it's because he doesn't care about people dying. Look at NPR on January 29th. Worried about catching the new coronavirus? In the U.S., flu is a bigger threat. Then NPR changes tune real fast. Here's their headline from this week. Fact check. Trump compares coronavirus to the flu, but it could be 10 times deadlier. So when these know-it-alls of the media and the left start prancing around acting like Trump's always wrong, see how they play the game. Spineless cheap shot artists. They tell you how terrible a job Trump's been doing, but the American people, they disagree. ABC News, Washington Post poll, Americans give the president better marks for handling coronavirus than they gave Barack Obama for handling Ebola. President Trump's approval for handling the virus, very strong. And President Trump's job approval is at an all-time high. The American people want to get back to work. The president will work with his scientists and the governors to make that happen, hopefully by April. People will go back to work in phases and in different parts of the country. And they're going to work differently and smartly, still keeping a distance and keeping clean. The president would love to see our economy start coming back by Easter.
I would love to aim it right at Easter Sunday, so we're open for church service and services generally on Easter Sunday. That would be a beautiful thing. Our country is not supposed to be, it's not built to shut down. And I said, I don't want the cure to be worse than the problem itself.
Now that's just a goal. It's a good goal, and it's flexible, and it's going to be based on science. But it seems like the media wants the economy to shut down for months and months on end.
If that happened on Easter Sunday, just 19 days from now, then in May, you would have millions of dead people all over the country.
That's fake news. It's totally irresponsible, and it's a lie. But why would the media, besides genuinely wanting to protect our health, okay, why would they want an economic shutdown?
I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. Yeah. So please bring on the recession. Yeah.
I've been rooting for a recession. Well, you should wish for a recession because that will definitely get him unelected. We have survived many recessions. We can't survive another Donald Trump term.
I've been saying for about 2 years that I hope we have a recession.
I'm just saying we can survive a recession. We've had 47 of them. We've had one every time there's a Republican president. They don't last forever.
There's your answer. Now, almost everyone in the media, they don't want a recession. They don't want us to shut down so Trump's not reelected. But some villains might want to, like Maher. And we'll continue to call him out. Up next.
Coronavirus.